Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the second episode of this podcast. Recently, I had a poll, and you guys told me that I should come up with a podcast with someone from Delhi University and someone who knows how to leverage the opportunities on LinkedIn, how to do networking, and most importantly, how to get internships. And I could find nobody better than Om Gupta because ever since the first year of college, he has been super active on LinkedIn. He is a prolific writer and he has done many internships on research, and currently he is working as a research intern at the Parliament of India. So over to you, Om. Please introduce yourself.
So, hi guys, and hi Manu. Firstly, thanks for calling me for the podcast. And I feel that whatsoever 30-40 minutes we'll be speaking, it will be helpful for students. And just one thing before I introduce myself, कि हम लोग जो भी बात करेंगे, don't just listen to it, imply it, and do something out of it. Else you will just listen and you will feel कि तुम्हें आ गया है, but you won't get any good out of it. So whatever
Yeah.
you are listening, try to actually imply at least 10-20% of it. So I'm Om Gupta. Right now I'm a second year student at Delhi University, and right now I'm doing a research internship at Parliament of India. Earlier I have been a part of multiple internships into government, as in I worked as a political consultant for the government of India, and also I've been electoral research for government of Delhi. Other than that, I have been a content creator intern at Dristy IS for UPSC and CUT aspirants. And I've started right now, I'm just in my second year, so I've started doing this internships and things back from my first year. So yeah, that's it. Else we'll be knowing what else Manu has to ask in the podcast.
Wonderful, Om. So I think there's a lot to know from you and there's a lot to learn from you. And so let's just dive into this and first tell us that once you got into an off campus college, which is Zakir Hussain College of Delhi University, how did you leverage LinkedIn and how did you make the most out of it? Because you are a person I think every single person should look up to because you came out of that shell and you made your own way. So, how did you do that?
Right. So back when I started with my college, at last I actually got to know that firstly I didn't know that Delhi University had different colleges off campus, on campus, and things like that. So I thought it was just one university where everyone goes and then they come out. Back in the day, I used to think that. After I got to know that there are north campus, south campus, off campus, and when I got off campus, it was not as such. I was thinking, yeah, I got off campus, मुझे अच्छा college मिलना चाहिए, things like that. I know what I had worked for and what I got. So I was okay with it. But then I understood that the opportunities won't come the easy way when you are in a off-campus college. So starting off, what I started with is that I started writing on Quora actually, and it was just because I was bored. There was not a lot in my course that I felt I had to learn. More or less, I did new things that were taught in the first sem. So I thought I should start actually writing somewhere. So I started with Quora. I started writing with how students can get into CVT and things like that. Very ironic because I am in our campus college and I was writing ki how you can get into CVT and stuff like that. But okay. उसके बाद I got to know about LinkedIn because my sister has been a figure at LinkedIn. She has been on LinkedIn from past couple of years. She has been from data science and stuff. So I thought that LinkedIn is just for tech people, which was a myth. I then got into LinkedIn. I connected to people and I started with it. I started very randomly. The day I started, for a couple of months, I made no content. I didn't actually know that it was making content whatsoever I was doing. What I was just trying to do कि I used to write daily history कि आज के दिन क्या हुआ है. Let's say it is 26th of February. So on 26th of February, what happened in India back in the day? So I just wrote 5 points of what has happened. So that is how I started off from LinkedIn. So just if you are starting off, I won't say कि you have to do anything very superficial कि hook banana hai, content, CTA. Don't listen to any of that. Just start writing. Whatsoever you know, whatsoever you like, irrespective कि it is ought to be on LinkedIn or not, start writing and you will just figure out ki how things work eventually. That's just the start of.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming from an off campus college myself, I could relate very well to you.
All right, Om.
Okay.
The next question is what is that one roadmap that you would give to a college fresher who has just started the journey in college and they come from an off campus college, and how they should go about it and how they should actually get internships if someone wants to go for research just like you. So, what should be the roadmap for those students? What would you recommend?
Okay, so if you're just starting out, I would say the first thing is ki do not niche down. Firstly, understand that college is not for picking one thing up and doing it for whole of the 3 years. It is something that you have to look out ki what suits you best because 12th तक we don't know anything. We are just doing what the school is telling us कि भाई ये वाली books पढ़ लो, ये वाला exam pass कर लो and all of that. Once you're in college, you actually get the liberty कि you can search ki what you want to do. Let's say कि I started back as a brand manager for a couple of YouTube channels. I did it, then I felt कि okay, this is not something I'm liking. Then I started with a market research internship. Once I did it, after that I went to Drishti IS for some content creation. So the thing is, after that I went for electoral research. Then I went actually for research, and that is when I felt कि okay, this is something I'm actually liking. And after that, I started to actually increase my skill set on that particular skill, on that particular role. So the thing is कि if you are just starting out, don't think कि तुम्हें 12th तक commerce अच्छी लगती थी, so I will only do finance internships. Things don't work like that. ट्राई कि whatsoever you are thinking कि हाँ शायद ये मुझे ठीक लगेगा, try to do that. It is something like you just mess around and then find out. It is not pre-written कि अगर तुम इकोनॉमिक्स से कर रहे हो तो you have to go for the finance internship या तुम political science से हो तो you have to go for a research internship. It is not like that. It is like कि you need to firstly find out कि what you are liking, and that is only the that's the point of internships actually. कि you are working for a role for a couple of months and then you are saying okay if I like it or not. That's how I perceive internships, and a lot of people ask why you have done 7 internships or 8 internships. 2 or 3 are enough for the CV. I don't even add 8 of them in my CV. I just add 3 of them. But the thing is, कि I had to actually find out कि what I am liking. If I just went on with 3 of them, I would have stopped at content creation, maybe. Right? So the thing is, कि try to find out. Firstly, being in the college without being in a pressure कि तुम्हें करना क्या है, just try to find out कि what you are liking. And once you sort it out, after that you can go forward कि हाँ अब इसमें मुझे I need to go to some MNC, I need to maybe crack a big four, I need to go to Parliament of India, things like that. And because it does not happen, you can just not directly go to Parliament of India to do an internship. It will be a gradual process. I went from a political party, I went for Aam Aadmi Party. After that, I went for BJP. After that, it went to a political consultancy. After that, it went to Parliament of India. So things work like that. So be realistic and mess around and find out what is working for you. That's the only roadmap. जो भी application है भर दो, do जितने भी interview दे सकते हो interview दो, application करो, do whatsoever is coming onto your mind. तुम्हें जो ही मन कर रहा है. I have applied to internships that were not even for my eligibility. Parliament of India is for students of masters. It is not for bachelor students, right? So the political consultancy that was also for MA students. But the thing is कि there is nothing bad in applying. It is a free thing. You can apply anytime at any place. Right? So just apply whatsoever you like. तुम कोल्ड ईमेल कर दो, डायरेक्ट अप्लाई कर दो, कोई लिंक्डइन पोस्ट है उससे लिंक में जाके अप्लाई कर दो, व्हाट्सएवर जो भी करना है सब कुछ करते रहो. जस्ट मेक अ इतना ध्यान रखना कि कहाँ पे अप्लाई कर रहे हो. मेक अ एक्सेल शीट एंड राइट डाउन कि हाँ यहाँ यहाँ अप्लाई कर दिया, दैट्स इट. एंड आफ्टर दैट जस्ट कीप अप्लाइंग एंड कीप गिविंग इंटरव्यूज. नो वन इज यार इससे बेटर क्या हो सकता है कि यू आर नॉट गेटिंग चार्ज फॉर डूइंग अ इंटरव्यू, यू आर नॉट गेटिंग चार्ज टू अप्लाई टू अ पर्टिकुलर प्लेस, तो व्हाई आर यू स्टॉपिंग योरसेल्फ फ्रॉम डूइंग इट? क्योंकि ये मेरी तो एलिजिबिलिटी नहीं है, मुझे इस रोल में नहीं जाना, मैं इंटरव्यू देके क्या करूंगा? सो जस्ट कट आउट ऑल दैट बुलशिट एंड जस्ट do as much as you can. That is what college is for. That's the only roadmap I would give.
Yes, I agree to your point because I myself tried so many internships, and not all of them were related to my bachelor's degree. But eventually, everything connects. When you start working, you realize you have a better skill set. I went for content writing, I went for wellness evangelist. And with that, I realized what is meant for me and what I should be working for. So it is important to niche down when you have had several experiences.
Do you read?
Yes, I do.
So recommend any two books.
Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari and Brief History of Time with Shashi Tharoor.
Okay, that's a good choice. Okay, all right, Om. So this is my personal favorite question. How do you manage your time so effectively? Because you are doing so many things, college, internships, LinkedIn. How do you manage to be punctual at the same time? Because you're punctual for this podcast as well. So how do you manage your time?
Yes, so for time management, the most important is ki I feel time management is easy, task management is difficult. So most of the people actually confuse between those. Ki they are always busy, but they are not prioritizing that what they have to commit their time to. So I feel ki if you are actually good at task management, ki you know ki let's say I have to do a podcast, I also have a couple more things, but I know ki chronically in a order what is more important for me and what is the ROI, what would benefit me more. So I just generally make a diary and I write for a week, the things that I can maybe procrastinate for a week, the things I have to do in general in a day or two, or things like that. So the general things that are not breaking a sequence, that would be same. For example, I have to go to my office from 9 to 3, it will be there. After that, I'll go to my college from 4 to 9, and after that, whatever is the time, it will be for the extra work or study. So in between of all of this, if there is anything that has to be done, I generally write it in a diary and then I write the what is the priority of doing this particular thing. Can I actually halt it for a week? I have to do it just tomorrow or anything like that. So I feel that sums up. And second thing is a lot of time is actually into the metro because a lot of traveling is happening around as well. So if you instead of you can listen to Spotify, but if you think that there are things that are meant to be done, so you can take out time from your metro time because it is actually something that helps a lot. Most of the cold emails that I send are sent from my metro. The LinkedIn post that I make, the engagement I am doing on LinkedIn, whatever you are seeing else than my studies, college, and office is generally from the metro time. So I feel if you just try to figure out the task management, your time will be managed itself only.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you reminded me of this formula that we use in Ullas. So the formula is TPN, which is to do list, plan and prioritize. And then the N is never postpone. So that really worked for me throughout my college journey and all that because I used to travel for 5 hours a day. 5 hours,
What you are
honestly.
doing? 5 hours.
5 hours I was taking metro from Gurgaon and I was going to Punjabi Bagh and then to Shivaji Park and then I was coming back. So it was just 5 hours or more than that sometimes. So I was managing my task, and the thing that you mentioned, I would like to highlight this point that the cold emails that you are sending at your home, it is better to send it while you are traveling or while
Yeah.
in the gap of those lectures. That is a better way to effectively use your time. Very well said. Wanted to ask you, when you are around people, competitive people, so there's this peer pressure. So how do you handle that peer pressure and how should others handle it?
Yeah, so the peer pressure is always there actually. Even if you're in office, there are people always better than you, even if you are on LinkedIn. I think because a lot of people tell me, yeah, I don't use LinkedIn just because I see that other people are winning and that just makes me demean myself. So the thing is, it's just how you actually perceive that. It will be not just into college life, office, or it will be everywhere. There would be people better than you. So it's just the thing ki how you perceive it, how you see it, ki how you can do better. Let's say ki uh, I remember ki when I came to LinkedIn, I had no internship and thing. Shout out to Rohit Kumar, if you know him. He has
Yeah.
been also a off-campus student, and he actually at that point did a lot of internships. So I actually used to look up at to him. He has been doing so many internships. So as internships होती हैं, how things work. Then at some point I wanted to get into freelancing. So there is Sachin Jha. There is my sister also, Shyamali Gupta. So it's just the people ki yaar, you can look up to people कि वो कैसे कर रहे हैं. Just from that you can take the motivation कि हाँ मैं भी ऐसे कर सकता हूँ. Instead of thinking कि they are doing better than me, why I'm not doing this particular thing. You are not doing because You're not trying to do it. As easy as that. Once you start trying, it would be fine. And the same happens in office also. There are other interns also. At some point, if they are better than me, so I would rather learn from them so that I get on the same level. If you think of it as a competition, not as a learning, then also you can think, yeah, I can actually learn from this particular person so that I get on a particularly same level. So that is how you can just perceive it. It will always be there. It is inevitable. So it is better that you just perceive it in a positive way and get the best out of it instead of getting it onto your head that you are not doing anything.
That is a wonderful thought. And honestly, the people you mentioned, I follow all of them. And I think uh, I have such a deep reverence for people better than me. I don't know why. I
Yes.
have this thing. I actually love people doing better than me because I can actually have someone to look up to. I have a lot of people on LinkedIn I look up to, and I enjoy them and I watch them doing great in their lives, and I actually learn from them rather than getting stressed out. But when it comes to peer pressure, I think the best way is to take the next step and do your thing how you want to work it out. So that would
Right.
be wonderful. Thank you so much, Om. I think we've covered almost all the questions. And for those of you watching this, I will drop Om's LinkedIn in the description so that you can connect with him, you can follow him, and you can understand what he's doing. Also, thank you so much, Om, for answering all the questions very patiently with me. Also, on for being on time as usual. And thank you so much. Is there anything closing thought that you would like to say, or the one piece of advice that you would like to give to the freshers or anybody watching this?
Now, the only piece of advice I will give ki are don't box yourself into any thought ki you are just meant for a particular thing. You are meant for a lot of things and you don't know what you are meant for. So just try to find it. It's actually comes up to ki yaar, as much as you try, you find out ki what you are best at, right? So just don't limit yourself to anything. Do everything that comes onto your time, at least till you are in college. Once you get out of the college, I have been in how offices work. I have seen that there is not a lot you can explore once you are getting into that corporate life or once you are getting to work. The college is a very free time. You can do everything. If you even want to do singing, dancing, whatsoever, do everything you want to do and you want to find out in your college. That's the only thing. Don't pressure yourself और ये सब मत सोचना कि you have to do first year से internship ये करना वो करना. Just you do you. Just the thing is कि do what you feel is the best for yourself. That's it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for Om for taking out the time to do this podcast with me. Also, thank you so much for all the wonderful answers that you have given. And you're a gem of a person. That's my personal thinking. And I think from the very first day, ever since the day I've known you, I've seen you growing, I've seen you winning in life, and that makes me so happy and proud. And I hope you keep doing that and you keep inspiring more and more people that comes your way. All the very best to you, and thank you guys for watching this podcast. And here we close it with a good ending. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, I think I forgot something, which is our ritual. We take pictures towards the end of the podcast, whoever comes. So I think I kept my phone somewhere. Yeah, so I'll just click a picture with you and I'll close this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good to go. Bye bye.